Okay, so you just got called to pick up a patient out of Bob's Hospital in the middle of nowhere, long transport. You get there, the patient looks really sick, and you're like, hey, you got some gases, some ABGs I can look at? And they go, no, ABG machine is down. Melvin's working on it, should have it ready any minute. Okay, do you have labs? Yes, they have labs. Great. An ion gap is a poor man's ABG, and that's what we're talking about today. What is an ion gap? How do you calculate it? And what do we use it for? Now, when we draw an ABG on a patient, we're looking at their pH. We want to see, is this patient acidotic or not? You may be in a facility where you don't have ABGs or their blood gas machine is down. We can still detect a metabolic acidosis without an ABG, without that pH, by using their anion gap. And here's how it works. On an ABG, your acids are positively charged. Your bases are negatively charged. So I can take that information, go to my electrolyte panel, and look at the difference between my positive and negatively charged particles. Pretty simple. So my positively charged particles, I'm going to look at my sodium. And I'm going to subtract my two negatively charged particles, which are my bicarb and my chloride. Now, when you think about an ABG, you got that range, that's 7.35, 7.45 when the patient starts moving into acidosis. When we convert it to charges, we call that a gap.
Mind the gap.
If we have more positively charged than negatively charged, our positively charged particles are acids. Patient has an acidosis. A normal anion gap is right around 5 to 10. It's pretty well accepted that if you have an anion gap greater than 15, you have a metabolic acidosis. So even without an ABG, you can use your anion gap, take your sodium, subtract your bicarb and your chloride, and if that number, that gap, that range is greater than 15, you have a metabolic acidosis. You don't need a blood gas. Now you can take that information and incorporate it into the rest of your patient assessment and treat this patient before we hit the bricks on a long transport. This has just been a quick review of the ion gap, how you can use it if you don't have a blood gas. My name's Mark. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.